Now the question is, why do we keep missing something so close and so simple, which is now, this moment, not 2 moments in time, this moment. Always. Why do we keep missing it? Because we are caught in soul knowledge. Most people who are spiritual seekers don't know the real difference between soul and spirit, and they often confuse them both. Soul knowledge is metaphysics, is personal empowerment, stages and evolution of consciousness, the stages that the soul goes through: infant soul, baby soul, young soul, mature soul, old soul. These are all valid. Astrology, enneagrams, the path, the purpose, personal relationships. These are valid and they're okay, but they do not wake you up. Nothing wakes you up that you can read almost in most books. It can be done. Because when you hit upon the eternal, it does away with all that. In the eternal, there is no purpose. There is no past or future. There is no beginning or end. And there is no personal individual. There is only oneness. And the reason why we keep on feeling that we haven't woken up, we're still not at peace. The eternal is peace. The peace is the very bliss and happiness of being. But as you go into it, you begin to discover so simple. In fact, I repeat, because it is so simple that we keep missing it. And metaphysics and soul knowledge, which comes, about angels, heaven, etc., etc., which is wonderful and valid if you feel that you are a personal being. It's valid if you think you are a person. But the eternal shows that there is no person. There is only oneness. And that is the explosion of knowing, total knowing. That is the peace that never changes, that surpasses understanding. Because you come to a point when you realize you're one with God. In fact, you're God. And when that happens, everything that you've ever read or heard or learned is thrown aside. There's only this light, this now. Even the word now, because we'd go now and then, or, now as opposed to not now. The eternal. It is such an incredible word. And yet it is simple. I'd like you to feel it out. Can anything happen other than now, this moment? And remember, there aren't 2 moments in time. There isn't a moment yesterday and a moment tomorrow and a moment now. It's just one moment. Because when you become very still, remember those 7 words? Be still and know I am God. When you're very still, you begin to see that there's only this. And the events that happen next bring us into an understanding that there's another moment. We go to sleep at night and we think, now, today was Monday and tomorrow's going to be Tuesday, not realizing, of course, these are man-made words to keep order, a sequential order of events. You see? But you, the you that is not an ego, the you that is the presence, is always, knows no time. And when you get a glimpse of that, everything that has ever been written will be clear to you. So the moment you realize there's nothing to know but this, And this will teach you everything that you've ever wanted to know. Because in now, there are no stages. Sometimes people have asked, well, I met a man and he looks so primitive. There's no way that he can ever be in satsang, for example. He doesn't even talk our language. But if he were, for a moment, to realize, to glimpse the eternal, all that will change. We've known throughout history that many people have woken up. Something in the New Testament about Peter was a soldier who hated Jesus. He fell off a horse, hit his head. Something opened, he saw the light, and all of a sudden became a follower. He changed from being a warrior, a killer, and all of a sudden, Gangaji visited a prison, and she met a man who hated her on sight in the prison, and he was a bomber. He used to bomb, at one time he attempted to blow up a parliament in the United States. Remember John? What's his name? That's right, John Sherman. And anyway, to make a long story short, she affected him. She reached him. Now he's a satsang teacher. Very beautiful, very clear man. You see? So we can never gauge and say, oh, he's that soul age, or that level, or that level, or that level. No. If something wakes up, that eternal nature of you, that timeless essence, that treasure, Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. He didn't say tomorrow or yesterday. You see? It is now, this moment. It is within you now. You see? Here. And the moment we glimpse that, clearly, emphatically, everything shifts. But you think of yourself as a person. I have history. And that doesn't mean that doesn't go away. Your memory doesn't go away. Without memory, there is no world. Without thought, you cannot function. You cannot survive as a person. But are you a person? Are you a me? You see what I mean? And you'll find that you are a unique expression of this totality. You see? So the soul does exist. You are a unique expression of the totality, that's a soul. But the soul evolves seemingly, goes through a process seemingly, until it realizes it's eternal. And then looks back and finds it was all just a play. Nothing ever happened. I had an email yesterday, and this man asked the following. He said, "Dear Burt, I understand intellectually that it's necessary for the belief system in a separate self-existence to drop away for awakening to arise. I understand all that," he said. "On the other hand, the thing that seems to cling the strongest or manifests as the most personal is the fear of letting go, or the fear of psychological death. Can you explain this a little bit?" Before I go into that, can anyone give me a hint why there is this fear of letting go? And there is a fear of letting go. We think we're going to lose something, right? We're going to lose the me. As if I lose the me, I'm not going to be me anymore. You've never been a me anyway. There's never been a you as you think. You see? So we think, oh, I'm going to be nothing, as if you were something. You are life in manifestation only. Yeah.
I think maybe there's also a certain fascination with the movement. With
the fascination of the movement, because it's all we know. The movement that makes you. You see?
An addiction maybe to that?
An addiction. Well, we become very... See, we are stuck to the familiar. Everything that is familiar we cling to. And we equate the eternal as the unknown. And we make the unknown something frightening, because I'm going to plunge into an unknown and I don't know what's going to happen, but nothing ever happens, because you are. When I say you are, I don't mean the individual ego, but that which is.